So there you go. So I'm happy to be here today because, as you know, I typically make videos in response to your personal questions to me. I have a little bit of snuffle this morning, so I apologize. A little bit of sinusitis, probably. Okay, so I got a few requests from some of you to do a simple Intranquil spell. And now I understand, and you should know, that there are a lot of videos below on my channels, and there are quite a few about the Intranquil Spirit, that is. However, some people like to have a very simple version of the Intranquil. There are a couple of things that I need to tell you about the Intranquil Spirit. Because even though this is a very simple spell that you're going to do with the Intranquil oil and a simple red chime candle, so very inexpensive, I gotta tell you, it will affect you. You know, I did one for a client of ours, Sandy. They allowed to call her Sandy on video. I did one for her that was supposed to be actually a public video because she did consent to that last night, and it completely knocked me out. I was completely tired, exhausted, drained from casting the Intranquil spell. So my advice to you is the Intranquil spell should be cast by those of you who have some kind of experience in dealing with special entities, because the Intranquil is a special entity. Even though this is a simple spell, okay? But I am a very, very experienced caster. I've been casting for 20 years, 20 plus years, and I consider myself very experienced with special entities. Nevertheless, last night I was completely knocked out by the Intranquil energy. And you might not know, if you're not experienced, that you're being knocked out by the Intranquil energy. But you will know if after doing this you feel particularly tired to a point to where you need to go to sleep now. Okay? So that's a sign that you have performed an Intranquil and the Intranquil was with you. I don't recommend it, but some of you do like the Intranquil a lot. So if you like the Intranquil, let me tell you first what the Intranquil is. And I'm sorry for taking my time here, but there are several disclaimers in this video, and I feel that if you want to summon the Intranquil on your own, you should know what the Intranquil does, okay? And you should know the pros and cons of summoning an Intranquil. First of all, you're summoning an entity in your own home, okay? And though the Intranquil might seem not as dangerous as summoning C3, for example, or Belial, or Astaroth, or Zapar, to name a few, the Intranquil is not a nice spirit per se. Okay, so what is the Intranquil? The Intranquil is a restless entity that wanders in hell, or that wanders in the deep state of earth, and it is summoned in Hoodoo tradition and Voodoo tradition and Caribbean traditions. So there are several traditions. It is summoned by someone who wants to torment a lover to return to them. Excuse me, or wants to torment a lover to be with them. Okay, it can be summoned either way. So the lover might still be in your life, or most commonly, the lover has left your life and you are summoning the Intranquil for their return. If you know my videos and if you know my philosophy, I typically don't recommend Intranquil because the Intranquil is typically not a fast energy, although what I'm going to teach you today, it's kind of faster than other energies, unless you order the Intranquil stream from us, and that's a different story. So the Intranquil is not a fast energy because the Intranquil Spirit is a volatile spirit. So if you watched my videos, you probably know that I told you several times that these entities are indifferent to human lives. So they take on your request after summoning several times, and it's kind of like a lazy child that you tell them, do your homework, oh later, do your homework, oh later, okay, I'll do my homework since you're asking, so many times. That's the Intranquil. The Intranquil is that lazy child. And when the lazy child does its own thing, he does it with, things that make you mad. If you have kids, you probably understand. He says, oh, I told you to do your homework. Now you're breaking the pants, being, a crazy child. That's what the Intranquil is. Once the Intranquil is placed, the Intranquil decides when to act, and when they act, oh boy. Okay, so keep in mind that most of my clients, as well as myself, have received the results from the Intranquil. Sometimes it takes up to 2 years for the Intranquil to move on to a person or to really act upon a person. And because it's not a fast-acting energy, I typically prefer other products on our site, and in general they are faster and they don't have the consequences that the Intranquil might have, because it is a negative entity that you're summoning. But you all like the Intranquil because of the name, Intranquil, in tranquility, making a person restless to be with you. Okay, you need to keep in mind that every situation is different. If this person left voluntarily and put your relationship behind and moved on with his life, that's gonna take you some time for that person to reconsider your relationship. And if you keep pushing that person, making contact with that person when that person has closed the door, you're just pushing and delaying your manifestation, because that person has already made a decision, folks. So you need to allow the energy to change that person's mind, and it might not be in your time. This is very important because I see a lot of people, and not just our clients, in general, that go like, oh, when is it going to happen? I cast this yesterday. It doesn't work that way, folks. You just need to be patient, and we're gonna make a video on how to shift from your current 3D situation to the 5D manifesting in the 3D. So for shifting from one timeline to the other, we're gonna make a video about that. But today, I'm gonna teach you about the summoning the Intranquil in the fastest possible way, okay? Because so with a fast manifestation, something that gives you some sort of, I would say, some sort of return in a movement, in the 3D life. And by the way, I cast an Intranquil yesterday, and that for one of my clients. Not Sandy, another client. So I casted a multiple, I cast a video spell. So you're welcome to buy a video spell if you want to see me casting live or send you a video of your casting. So you're welcome to do that, because I yesterday, that's all I was doing. And I did cast an Intranquil yesterday for another client. And she heard from him this morning. So that was fast, very, very fast. Does it always happen this way? No. I guess every situation is different. One last reminder, and we're having a Coven cast on Tuesday for, well, a 3-day Coven cast ending on November 9th, so the day after full moon. It's called The Desperate for Your Love Romanian Curse. That one is a layer that's placed on your target. That's actually probably faster than in Tranquil, in my view, but you might disagree. That is placed once a year, so you can place it and then just let it unfold for the next year. I recommend, we have 2 or 3 or maybe 3 or 4 spots left. I recommend you think about it, if and you can also do this on the side if you want, but that one is cast by 15 people, so, and it's a relatively cheap Coven cast for what you get, and I recommend everyone to consider that. So we're still accepting orders until Tuesday. I think it's Wednesday the 9th, and then Hannah will take it away. Now, after that, we're gonna start the month of the dead. Okay, el mes de los muertos, as the Spanish-speaking people say. And during the month of the dead, what do we focus on, folks? We focus on curses, breakups, finish your enemy, destroy your enemy, all of that good stuff where the graveyard dirt is required. So from November 9th on, we're going to change the registry here and shift our focus on to getting rid of people that you no longer want in your life. Now, let's think about the Intranquil. What do you need for this Intranquil? I tend to talk and take a tangent here, but you need a red pen or a pen marker. Pen marker will be better. Chime candle. You're gonna need 7 of these, 1 each night, and they come on a box on Amazon. I don't think I spent more than, I don't know, $6 or $7, maybe 10. I don't remember. But they come in a box of 12 or 13, so it's pretty cheap, and you can use them for this, and you can use them for other things. A must-have, okay? So the Intranquil oil. This is going to be a little different than the things that I teach you, okay? So you want to make sure. See, I used a lot of Intranquil oil yesterday because I cast for a lot of people yesterday. Again, you can also order a video spell with me if you want to have your own video spell, and all you need to do is the chanting, okay? So, but this is what you need. You need the Intranquil oil, okay? And sometimes people want the Seduction and Passion oil, you know. So for those of you who know me know that I like Art of the Root. I'm not affiliated with Art of the Root. I love their oils. We use them for a number of purposes here and in COVID casts. So this is what you need. You also need a pen or you know, anything that allows you to engrave the names. You're not going to write the names, folks. I can't believe I still have to say this, but there are some people that says, can I just write them with a black pen marker? No. So you need a needle to engrave, and you need a mattress, okay? I think, and you're going to need a cross on your phone. So you're going to go on your phone, right? And you're going to Google on your phone, simply cross, right? In the old days, they would have a cross, okay? But cross, not cross country. You can tell that I'm an outdoorsy here. But in the old days, they would have a cross, you know. But in the digital days, we typically use a cross, you know. Just Google one, pick one. You're gonna have to be able to look at the cross. I have one behind the video here, if you want to do the incantation right, okay? So just Google a cross, put a cross on your phone. If you also have a digital picture of your target that you can put like next to each other, great. That would also help. Then you're gonna need a piece of aluminum foil. So this time we're not gonna need a brown petition paper, and you obviously want to make sure to not make the mistakes that I did yesterday and to not get the Intranquil on your hands, because it'll get you tired, it'll get you knocked out, and it will get a little bit of Intranquil on you. I also suggest, if you decide to do this in your home, get an extension cord, folks, and put it around you. Form a circle with that extension cord. And once you are done with everything, you can remove the unbreak the circle that you formed with an extension cord. Do not exit the extension cord circle that you have created during the ceremony. Doesn't matter who's at the door, doesn't matter if you left the phone and somebody's texting you, does not matter. For no reason at all should you exit your circle. You are going to exit your circle only when you're ready to dismiss the entity. Very important. Now, you're gonna grab your pen marker and you're gonna grab your aluminum foil and you're gonna form a star. Whoops. Doesn't matter. You don't have to be like, a graphic designer. As long as it's a star. Let me see if I can tell you. There you go. It's a star. I give you that. I am not the greatest Picasso in the world, but that's a star. I'm not really big on drawing, but you can tell it's a star. Now you're gonna write the target name, and for the purpose of this, we're gonna call this John Doe. Now on the candle, I'm going to engrave the names of actual targets, so I'm not gonna show you the candle engraved. John Doe, and let's suppose that your name is Jane Doe, but you get the picture here. You're gonna have to put your name, his name and your name, or her name and your name, depending, So John Doe, so the first name goes at the top and then your name at the bottom. So some people like to also put an arrow from John Doe to Jane Doe. Let me show you. It's not necessary, but some people like to do that. Some casters like to do that. There are casters in this world, and I was telling that to Sandy yesterday. There are casters in this world that only focus on Intranquil spell, like on Intranquil ritual. I'm sorry, it's different than Intranquil spell. They're very expensive. There's one in particular is very well known for his work. I'm not allowed to say who that is, but all he does is Intranquil ritual, and I'll let you discover that on your own. So I know a lot of people with many different backgrounds in this field, obviously, because I've been in this field for a very long time. Then you're gonna grab your candle, and you are going to engrave your target's name from the bottom up and your name from the bottom up. Both names are gonna go in the same direction towards the light. It's important that, because it is congruent with what you're going to chant later. So I'm gonna write the person's name, okay, that you're not gonna allow to see because that's actually a real target. And in the meantime, if you're doing this, feel free to do the same. And also, I should tell you that Diana is going to be ready with the report very soon. All right. We're almost done here. It's very, simple. You're just going to write the name, okay? So then you're going to, this is an interesting part, you're going to need to kind of on the target's name, you're going to need to, you're going to need to put the Intranquil without, put it on your hands. That's the main part. And then typically roll it onto a star on the target's name and all of that. This is John Doe, so I'm not going to roll it, but you get the idea. Some people like to also use sugar. I don't use sugar with the Intranquil because, quite honestly, I don't think it's necessary. So then you're going to light up the Intranquil. I'm going to put the prayer down below, but the prayer is a very, very common prayer. And you guys should, but the thing though is, even though it's a very common prayer, I should tell you, look at that. Look at all the smoke that this is done. This is a very, very resistant target. Again, I think one thing that you should do really, it is buying a video spell from me, because I can kind of tell what the energy is like, and it's only like 55. I don't know what it's rated for, like $55, $56, and I also give you a reading. And the reason why is because I can kind of tell right away. Again, I've been doing this for a lot of years. I can kind of tell right away where this person is standing. So now that you have lit up the candle and it's your first night, every night you're going to do this for 7 nights. So now you are going to recite the prayer that I'm going to put down below, because I know that I said that you can find that online, and it's true, but some places they don't have the right translation in English, because this prayer was not originally written in English, so they don't have the right translation. I want you to say this the correct way. So now you're going to look at the light, right? Remember, the light is important, and that's why both names are going towards the light, right? And then you're going to stop tapping, because you are summoning, folks. And then you're going to say this. Oh, I have to read it, obviously. Oh, Intranquil Spirit, you that in hell are wandering and will never reach heaven, hear me, oh, hear me. I want you to grasp the 5 senses of, let's just say, John Doe, and do not let him rest in peace, neither seated nor standing, waking nor sleeping, that he should think of seeing me, hearing me, tasting me, touching me, that he should find himself as desperate as the waters of the seas. Excuse me, as the water of the seas, and as torn as the wind in the storm, until he returns to me, that he should run and run until humbly falls at my feet, because nobody will help him, and that neither a divorced woman, nor a married woman, nor a widow, or a young woman shall ever love him, but only me and me alone. John Doe, I conjure you before the cross. This is where you actually look at the cross. And God Almighty, that you are to run after me as the living after the cross and the dead after the light. Amen. So I'm going to post this prayer down below, because, again, it is the correct translation of the prayer of intranquility. Now it's picking up, so it's no longer, it had a moment where the spirit was kind of saying, no, not me, the higher self of the person, but now it's picking up. Good for my client there. So you're going to look at the candle, and you're going to let the candle burn all the way down, and then you're going to wrap it on the aluminum foil first night, and you're going to dispose that in a dark place in your closet. The second night, some people do it only one night. You can do it in full moon if you have the ingredients. They're pretty easy to find. I think you can get the Intranquil on Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you're still on time. Remember, full moon is Tuesday. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Otherwise, you can do it. You can do it any time of the month because, again, the Intranquil is also negative work, so you can still do it if you don't make it on time for full moon. And you can burn one of these each night. So the option is you can reopen the aluminum foil and burn another one, another one, another one. And then after the 7th day, you're going to keep everything there for 7 additional days, and then you're going to dispose. Or you can get another aluminum foil and redo the whole thing, in which case you're going to have 7 wrapped aluminum foils to toss. Where to toss? I honestly, folks, we live in modern times, so I just put it in the recycle bin, and they work just as well because you're releasing the energy. If you really want to be picky about it, this should be disposed by a cemetery or by a crossroads. I'll leave you the choice of that. I honestly, and I've been in business again for 20 years or more, dispose it in the recycle bin. Nobody's gonna care. So this is how the Intranquil is done. If you have any questions, you know where to reach me. Like I said, if you are afraid that your target is resisting, you can always order a video spell. I'm gonna put the link below so I can kind of look at what the energy is like, okay? And if you're interested in the Desperate for Your Love Romanian curse, which is done once a year, you better hurry because on Wednesday the 9th, Hannah's going to take it out, okay? And with that, I told you all, it's always a pleasure to be here with you, and I'll talk to you next time. This is Jen with Jen the Demonic. Bye.